Hello everyone, I hope all of you are doing very well. Yesterday, prelims result was declared. First, I would like to congratulate the aspirants, students who were able to clear this exam. See, not many people get the chance to write mains. I think you should tap this opportunity to the fullest extent possible. You should go at this mains exam with full intensity. So it is not necessary the case that you are always going to clear prelims. Maybe some of you who are appearing in mains this time, maybe you will not get the chance to write prelims next time. So you should do full justice to this mains examination. Whatever amount of time that is left, that is sufficient for you to prepare for this year's exam. Simultaneously, I want to also assert that people who are not able to make it to the list this time, this is a very tough exam, purely for the reason because there is a lot of competition, there is a lot of uncertainty which is involved in this exam, and it takes a lot of courage, resilience just to prepare for this exam. It needs a lot of patience. So I'll advise you not to be hard on yourself. Certain amount of luck is also involved, especially in prelims. It is highly dynamic in nature. Some choices that you made during the examination situation, purely for the reason they did not go as per your wishes. So, you have to be kind to yourself. Take some time off, go for a trip or something, come back, and then you consolidate or strengthen your mains preparation. You still have 5 to 6 months which you can entirely devote to the mains thing. Completely consolidate your mains preparation. Make notes, make short notes or micro notes on every possible theme, on every possible issue, on every possible topic. And this might be a blessing in disguise. Now you have entire 1 year to plan, and subsequently you should go about it in a planned manner. Now I am particularly making this video because I am planning to launch a test series for the people who are going to appear in this year's mains. It is a test series cum crash course. Now first I want to make a declaration that there is no third party which is involved in the answer checking. I'll personally be checking all the answers. Now this is my aim for the next 2 months, that I will be working as hard as you people are working. I will be putting my maximum efforts so that I can give a push to your preparation for this year's mains, because I know people who are appearing or writing mains this time, so they are very lucky. They are definitely hardworking, but they are very lucky also. So we should be putting all our efforts with full intensity into this year's mains. Now there will be 8 tests. These 8 tests will be as per the standard mains format. Out of these 8 tests, 6 will be sectional test and 2 will be full length test. Now all of these tests are of 250 marks and 3 hours duration. Now what I am planning to do is, in each particular test there are 28 questions. Out of these 28 questions, in the exam you have to attempt 19 questions. There are certain choices which you can make whether you want to attempt a particular question or not. But in totality, there are 28 questions per test, out of which you have to attempt 19 questions in every test. Okay. This is the same thing for mains also, the final exam that you will be writing. Now, over this period of next 2 months, wherein you will be attempting these 8 tests. So each test corresponds to roughly 28 questions. So over the next 2 months, I'll be brainstorming with you. I'll be analyzing with you 224 PYQs. Okay, 224 questions, that is which are basically there in these 8 tests. I'll be analyzing this, and I want to design this test series in such a way that through these 224 PYQs, all your syllabus topics are covered. Let's say particular question, if I am asking a particular question on alienation, then this is not going to be repeated in subsequent tests. So by discussing these 225 PYQs, through the discussion of, or brainstorming or analysis or interlinkage with various concepts of these 225 PYQs, through this I want to cover your syllabus as well. If certain topics, okay, probably certain topics might not be covered through these questions, I'll analyze those additional topics as well through the PYQs. So I'm planning to discuss at the very minimum 225 PYQs over the next 2 months, and it might actually go to 300 PYQs depending on the amount of time that I'll be able to put in for the next 2 months, amount of time that I have at my disposal. But somewhere between 225 to 300 PYQs we'll be discussing, minimum 225, maximum 300 PYQs, and through this I want to simultaneously cover your sociology syllabus as well. Okay. So this was the test series. See, apart from this PYQ or this crash course, that is our coverage of the most of the syllabus through PYQ brainstorming, analysis and discussion, there are certain principles or maxims that I do give to people who are appearing in mains, who want to write good answers. This is something that I derived from my own experience with answer writing, with mains writing in UPSC. Okay. See, I am of the opinion, I think those who have subscribed to my paper 2 course, I have provided certain PDFs in which the notes are designed in bullet format, bullet points, and these each bullet paragraph, either I call it either as a short paragraph or an extended or lengthy bullet points, generally ranging between 3 to 5 lines. So I am of the opinion, see, it depends on whether you want to adopt this methodology or not. I think you should be adopting a methodology which you are comfortable with. But this is something that I do want to point out to you, that this is something that helped me in the past. Okay. By adopting this methodology, I was able to improve my score to a significant extent. So what I personally used to do is, I used to write my answers in short paragraphs or extended or lengthy bullet points. Now this short paragraph or extended or lengthy bullet point, generally it range between 3 to 5 lines. Now what are the benefits of writing the answer in such format? See, by using this template in your answer writing, what it does to your preparation is, see, you will be able to get a implicit structure in your answer. If you are writing a first paragraph, you cannot write anything. In the very first paragraph, you will just be introducing your answer to the examiner. So that is implicitly an introduction. See, let's say there is a topic of demographic dividend in your paper 2, sociology paper 2, and let's say there is a question on sociology, in sociology paper 2, which asks about demographic dividend. Now, in the first paragraph, you should basically be introducing what is demographic dividend in these 3 to 5 lines, minimum 3 and maximum 5 lines. And how does demographic dividends influence dependency ratio? So, this will be my introduction. Now, simultaneously, I will write multiple short paragraphs or multiple these extended or lengthy bullet points. Now, my last paragraph, which is maximum, it should be maximum around 3 to 4 lines. It is implicitly a conclusion. In my last paragraph, I will be concluding my answer, either as a way forward or by giving an alternative point of view, or by just balancing your arguments in the final paragraph. So, that will be implicitly a conclusion. So, last paragraph is implicitly a conclusion, first paragraph is implicitly an introduction, and whatever paragraphs I am writing between these two paragraphs, the introductory and the conclusion based paragraph, that is implicitly the body part. What are other benefits of writing in short paragraph or extended bullet points is, see, in each paragraph you will be writing a particular argument. In each paragraph you will be writing a particular dimension of your answer. In each paragraph you will be discussing a particular point of view, a particular dimension, a particular argument. Now, let's say if there are multiple paragraphs, this will ensure that your answer is multi-dimensional in nature. You are discussing different dimensions, different arguments, with each paragraph corresponding to one particular dimension, one particular argument. So, your answer is implicitly comprehensive as well. So, this is the benefit of writing in these short paragraphs. Now, what are other benefits? See, let me point out to you. See, even if you are writing in big paragraphs, let's say in a big paragraph, you are at least, you must be using at least 3 arguments. Now, you separate these 3 arguments, you break down this big paragraph into 3 small paragraphs, and you separate these 3 arguments in these each separate small paragraphs. So, now you compare the visibility. Here each argument will be separately visible, but for the examiner to read each and every line of this paragraph, the visibility is lesser. Here neatness is lesser, and between each argument there is separateness, and all of these arguments are definitely going to be interlinked. So, the visibility of your answer improves in writing these short paragraphs. So, neither you should be writing one-liners or one-liner points, neither you should be writing big paragraphs. What you should be writing is these short paragraphs or these extended bullet points. So, this will not only ensure that your answer is multidimensional, it will also ensure that each argument you are writing, you are giving sufficient explanation for it. If you are writing just one-liner points, it is going to irritate the examiner. Another benefit of writing these short paragraphs, let's say there is a question. This is something that I discussed with various students who are subscribed to paper 2 course. Let's say there is a question on Marxist conception of state. And let's say this is the 9th question in your answer sheet. It is not necessarily the case that the examiner is going to look directly in your first paragraph. So, let's say by the time he checks 8 questions for the 9th paragraph, he might want to change his strategy a little bit. His eyes, let's say his view directly directly focused on paragraph 3rd, without noticing paragraph 1 and 2. His view directly focused on paragraph 3, and the question is Marxist conception of state. And in paragraph 3 you have written something like, let's say, because there is a visibility, There is a separateness of each particular paragraph. Let's say you have written something on, let's say, Marxist conception state, you have written something on Louis Althusser. You have talked about ideological state apparatus and repressive state apparatus. Now the examiner will know that this person knows the content. He is not writing gibberish in the middle. He knows the content. So this is something which is going to influence him in your favor. Now another very important point that I want to talk about is people generally focus on thinkers. See, I am not saying you should not be focusing on thinkers, but my concern is that your prime focus should be arguments, making arguments in each paragraph, bringing a particular dimension of your answer, and each of these dimensions should be linked with the broad demand of the question. Each of these paragraph you will be writing should be satisfying the broad demand of the question. Now the emphasis should on writing concepts, emphasis should be on writing arguments. So the prime focus should be on arguments, and the thinker who fits naturally with this argument, that you should be incorporated in that particular paragraph. Okay. So prime focus argument, secondary focus thinkers. Anyways, you are going to remember the main thinkers of paper 1 and paper 2. Why I am focusing on this, why I am emphasizing on this argument? Purely for this reason, that people actually follow the reverse methodology. The students' primary emphasis is on thinkers. See, thinkers you definitely have to put in your answers. I am not saying that you don't have to put in your answers, but what should be your mindset while writing an answer? I am saying this, that the primary focus should be on writing arguments, secondary focus on thinkers. These thinkers should naturally fit your argument. But lot of aspirants that I have seen, they take or adopt this methodology, or they topple this methodology and they adopt it in a reverse manner. Their primary focus is on airdropping as many thinkers as possible in their answer, rather than on writing arguments, constructive arguments, bringing in multiple dimensions, writing various short paragraphs, interlinking them, and within these prime arguments, primarily the arguments should be the focus, and any thinker which naturally links or organic links with that argument, you should be writing it. So the prime focus should be on arguments and secondary on the thinkers. Do not artificially airdrop thinkers in your answer. I've seen people dropping a lot of thinkers and then they are not getting marks. This is something which is problematic. Another thing that I want to bring to your notice is, this is something that I've seen. People got lesser marks in sociology. Why are people getting lesser marks in sociology? Purely, I am of the opinion that everyone is reading a particular book, let's say Nitin Sangwan, or basically following one particular type of source, and everyone is writing the same answer. Let's say I am an examiner. You think it from my perspective. Mostly the college level professors are checking your answers. Let's say I am a professor, I am checking your answer. Let's say first answer sheet comes to me and I am finding it quite good. I am giving marks to it. Second answer sheet is of the similar nature, using the similar content, putting in exactly same kind of thinkers. Why? Because both of these people they have read from the one particular book, that is Nitin Sangwan. And let's say 50 answer sheets I see similar nature. I am not going to give the answer, give good marks to the subsequent answer sheets. So what is the problem here? People are losing their uniqueness or individuality. They are writing same answers. That is something which is very problematic, and that is why people are getting lesser marks. How could it be possible? Let's say I am giving Marxist conception of state. Let's say you have read it from Nitin Sangwan. Almost all of you have read it from Nitin Sangwan, and you are writing. All of the people are writing mostly the same answer on the similar lines, and that is why you are not getting marks. One thing that I want to talk about is, apart from sociology, if you want to approach mains, you try to identify as many themes or issues or topics as possible. You should be having short notes on every possible theme. Let's say in paper 2 there is a theme separation of powers, short notes on separation of powers. Judicial activism, short note on judicial activism. Comparison of different constitution, let's say US, one short note should be on US, one on UK, one on France. This is how you should be making short notes. Let's say Naxalism is a very important topic these days. Our government has had some major success in the security domain. Okay. And Union Home Minister already made a statement that we will be able to contain Naxalism or eradicate Naxalism by 2026. So this becomes a very important question this year. So this is an important theme, and you should be having a one-page notes, short notes on this theme. Let's say Operation Sindoor was, I think it's still going on, right? There is a temporary ceasefire, but formally it has not been terminated. So you see in the recent warfare, if you see, a lot of drones or UAVs are involved. So they might ask you a question about the private drone policy of India. Then Atmanirbhar Bharat, indigenization of defense. Our weapons worked very well this time, and there is a lot of demand in the export market for our defense weapons. So indigenization of defense technology, this could be a potential theme, potential issue. So you identify as many of these themes, issues or topics as possible, and you should be making the notes on all of these possible themes, issues or topics. Okay. So this is something that I wanted to convey to you people. So those who want to subscribe to the test series, okay, in the comment section or in the description, okay, I'll be putting a link for the test series as well, okay, how you could join it. So I'll be giving you all the relevant details in that particular thing.